because of its preventive vaccinations that I talked about, you have no out-of-pocket cost on these. But here it's non-preventive, and that vaccination could be covered, but you may have co-pays or a co-insurance or possibly a deductible. Welcome to Medicare School Daily, where we help you understand Medicare, save money, avoid making mistakes, and above all else, get the most out of your Medicare benefits. We get a lot of questions about prescription drugs. How will my prescription drugs be covered? And specifically, what I'm going to address in this video is, are any medications covered by original Medicare A and B? And the answer to the question is yes. Any medication that's going to be professionally administered is going to be paid by A or B. And so that would be if you're in the hospital, you've been admitted, the A of Medicare is going to pick up some of the cost or most of the cost of those meds. Outpatient would be if you had an outpatient surgery, maybe the pain meds that go along with that, or the anesthesia. But you will have meds covered by A and B, but it has to be professionally administered, either in or outpatient. Now, in addition to that, this could be actually self-administered, but this is when someone has been diagnosed with diabetes, typically type 1, and they're receiving insulin. And if they have an insulin pump that administers that insulin, then the insulin will be paid through Medicare Part B, which is really honestly a blessing. Most insulin is not paid through Medicare B, it's paid through drug plans. But if you're using a pump, the insulin running through the pump is also going to be covered through Medicare B, just like the pump would be. And then lastly, preventive vaccinations. Now, Medicare doesn't cover a lot of preventive vaccinations, certainly going to cover COVID. It will also cover flu shots, pneumonia shots, and hepatitis B, and that's it. So if it's considered to be a preventive shot, a preventive vaccination, then Medicare B is going to pay for those on your behalf. There will be no cost to you whatsoever on that. Okay, but not all vaccinations are going to be paid through B, just what I mentioned. Again, COVID, hepatitis B, the flu shot, and the pneumonia shot. All right, now that's A and B of original Medicare going to cover those items. Now, many of you are going to take self-administered medications, high blood pressure, cholesterol medications, maybe heart medications, those types of medications. And so they're going to be covered by drug plans. Now, I know our question was all about A and B, but I want to make sure you understand that's the distinction. A and B covers professionally administered meds, preventive and insulin going through the pump, but anything self-administered is going to be covered through your drug plan. Now, in most zip codes, there's about 15 to 30 different drug plans. So we assist you in making sure you're going to be on the right drug plan. But these are ones that you take on your own, whether it's a mail order that you use for your prescriptions or you go to a retail pharmacy. It's the drug plan, Part D, that's going to cover some of the costs of those medications. And then lastly, non-preventive vaccinations. There are vaccination shots such as tetanus, maybe shingle shot, but shots that are not covered as a preventive shot by Medicare, but they're still covered. And if it's covered, it's going to be covered usually through your drug plan. And the thing you have to pay attention to is it covered through the drug plan, number one, and number two, is it going to have a copay or a deductible that will apply? Because of its preventive vaccinations that I talked about, you have no out-of-pocket cost on these. But here it's non-preventive, and that vaccination could be covered, but you may have copays or a co-insurance or possibly a deductible. All right, but that will be covered through your Part D plan. And so Medicare in its different parts, A, B, and D, will give you wonderful, wonderful coverage for your medications.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the video, and I do hope that it was helpful. Now, if you feel like you need to learn more about Medicare to make sure you're making the right Medicare decision, really the best way and the easiest way to do that is to go to MedicareSchool.com. That's MedicareSchool.com, and you'll be given the opportunity to click on Get the Free Workshop. We call that the Essentials Workshop, and I do all the teaching, and there you'll learn all the ins and outs of Medicare to make sure that you have an accurate and thorough understanding of how Medicare works. The second thing you can do is click where it says Talk to a Medicare Guide, and there you can actually set up a time where you can discuss your situation with a Medicare guide. They'll explain all your options, and they'll actually even walk you through the enrollment process as well if that's what you need to do. And so go to MedicareSchool.com, watch the workshop, or talk to a Medicare guide. It would be our privilege to assist you further.